All right, y'all. Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Michael Israel. You are watching Spiritual Combat. You already know the deal. You already know what I'm getting ready to say. I've been busy. Okay. Um, when I say busy, I mean busy. Okay. Really putting a lot of things into motion in my life, in the life of the brothers and sisters, and here in Straightway, Florida. Um, just really been busy making moves, and moves we're making. It's going to be a blessing. It's going to be good. But that's what I've been up to. As you can tell by the title of the show, we got a damn good show today. We got a good show today. To be honest with you, I've been kind of whenever it pops in my mind, I've been taking notes on this same subject maybe for a couple weeks now. I really haven't had time to really um, sit down and get this thing done. Right now, we are actually up in Atlanta, Georgia. We up here on business, uh, our community business. We had a project up here in downtown Atlanta on, you know, wiring up, doing what we do on a new construction site or whatever project downtown. So we've been out here working, me and the brothers, um, getting it in. We haven't been going hard body out there. We've been working kind of a regular day, we haven't been super busy. But tomorrow we're going to put in a long day where we're going maybe 12, 13, 14 hours or whatever, just to get a lot of stuff knocked out. But anyway, that's what's been going on. But enough of that. Before I get started, I was just trying to let everybody get in there. Anybody who's going to get on, can somebody in the comments let me know how the audio is? Let me know if I'm coming in loud and clear. And once that's done, we're gonna get this thing cracking. We're gonna get moving on this. So I'm gonna wait for somebody to just come in and let me know how the audio and the video is. Okay, I got a 10 on it. So we're gonna get this thing moving. Okay, y'all, we're gonna get all the meat off the bone on this thing, because the topic we have here, and just so y'all know what the topic is real talk. Um, what is being a man? Okay, what is being a man? And as you know, I did a video a couple weeks ago or however long ago called "Killing the Sentimental Man." It, it's a type it's the type of man that this society, that the movies, that the media, that everything around you, that your workplace, you name it, is trying to make you into. And it's basically a soft man who doesn't take action, who doesn't affect anything. And as the other thing you see is really coming on strong in society, just the reversing of the roles of men and women. You see that, um, and you can really feel it. You see it in the movies now. It's really permeated the movies where you don't even Thor. Thor, the ultimate masculine superhero. Now they got a female Thor, and it's just a reversing of the roles when reality we need to be doing what thus saith Yah and seeking out the ancient ways. Those are the ways. Those are the ways that work. Seeking out the ancient ways of how men and women, uh, the roles we were in. And I'm looking out here. I'm watching things. I'm looking at stuff going on, and I see us, and not us, but I see society racing away from the ancient ways at a fast pace, and I see men who lack um, the they lack any idea of what they have no idea of what masculinity is or what being a man is, what that means, because at no point was it instilled in them, whether it be from coming from broken families or the effect of society, all that stuff like that. So what we're going to do is not in no set organized way, we're going to try to get all the meat off the bone to really make it simple and basic of what it means to be a man. You know what I'm saying? In the biblical sense of the word, because it is throughout the word. You when you look at the word from a masculine standpoint and from a feminine standpoint, from those traditional roles, it's not hard to see, um, you know, the qualities or the role you need to be in order to be a man. All right. So let's start slowly and real basic and make it simple in the very beginning. What it is to be a man. What if you're if this is something that's on you where you feel like where you're looking at stuff going on around you, looking at your marriage, your family, or relationships you've been in, and something deep down telling you, or you haven't been in a relationship, but something deep down is telling you that, man, something's off about the way I'm handling this situation. Um, Something's off about just these relationships. I don't feel like myself the way I'm dealing with this stuff, because the thing is, when I, and this is way back when I was like 26 years old, I got on this path of basically this journey of, you know, getting my masculinity back. You know what I'm saying? Getting my masculine identity, my identity as a man, truly getting it back. Uh, I got on that path. But it's like the Matrix, something's missing, something's not right. Okay. Um, and man, and I know I'm talking in circles, but I'm gonna hit it again. It's like in this society, man, there is an all-out assault on anything masculine, you know. And it's like, man, they're just quick to jump on it. And it's nothing but Satan pulling the strings behind the scenes anyway. But let's see what we got here. So what does it mean being masculine starting out? We'll start from that um, the title of that one video I put out, Killing the Sentimental Man. A lot of men are too nostalgic and sensitive and soft. And what I mean is, to even quantify that, narrow that down even more, they're too obedient to feelings and emotion. So they're emotionally driven, and they're not, I guess you could say, priority driven or goal driven. So this is why you see a lot of men who aren't masculine or lack masculinity or lack a male identity or masculine identity. You see a lot of them are underachievers. They can't get anything done. They're slaves to, whether it could be a relationship, they could be a slave to a woman, or slave to an addiction, or slave to certain emotional mindsets, and they can't overcome. And why? Because they're driven by those feelings and by those emotions. This is why I be getting on here talking about you. Man, we be talking about soft. And I know the brothers up in a straightway Goshen be like a man with sensitivity. Down here, straightway Florida, somebody getting their feelings. We sing Whitney Houston song. I get so emotional, baby. And that's how we get. But this is what we're talking about. You're led by feelings, and um, we're not talking about hyper masculinity where you're walking around like the Terminator. We're talking about biblical masculinity where you have this stuff under control. Okay. So, because a lot of people, when they hear that and they hear that breakdown, they're like, okay, I got to be like, Black Terminator or something, or Hebrew Terminator or whatever. Just no feelings, no nothing. I'm gonna just go hard. You go into the extreme. No, it's being when something's going on, being able to shut all this off, and lock in. But because a lot of these men who lack a masculine identity, because a lot of these men were raised in feminizing environments, whether that's in a home full of women, or where no man was present, or where there was a man present, but he was he had an Ahab spirit, whatever it is. These men were never put in a position to come to the realization that I can act and do whatever I need to do, no matter how I'm feeling. I'm gonna give you an example of what I'm talking about. Um, Women, when they raise children or boys, they mother them. They're gonna mother them. Oh, baby, if he trips and falls and scrapes his knee and gets a burn, oh, my little baby, you so cute, this, that, and the other, and they're gonna mother him. A man, he trip and fall, you're like, get your ass up, man. Stop crying. Stop crying, boy. He's gonna father him. He's gonna train that boy on how little feelings matter, that you don't have to let your feelings affect you in that manner. You can act in the face of pain and emotions. And that's like a real basic example of how the difference in a masculine household of a man raising a boy versus a woman raising a boy. And somebody like, oh, well, my mother told me to get up too. I'm just trying to give you a real basic example of what I'm talking about. Because when you get around men, and like I can tell you, because me as a boy, I was around my father to a degree. Um, and he wasn't tolerating all that soft stuff and everything like that. And just watching him go out and about, hanging out with him sometimes, and seeing just how solid, how focused he was, things like that. You know, you you pick up on, you internalize that on a deep level. Whereas the same thing where you have a boy who, once he gets past the age of 4, 5, 6, 7, he's still hanging around women. He's gonna pick up on all that emotionalism and all that softness and all that, and then you have once again a sentimental man, a man who gets in touch with his feelings. Oh, you need to express your feelings. You know, that's what the world's telling you, because they know if you do that, they know that you are going to be led by those feelings. You see what I'm saying? And you know that that's not the case. And like I said, in a way, saying it's a balance is the wrong word to use. Um, a better way to use it is being in control of yourself, knowing that you can will what you want to do. And these aren't these aren't good choices of words, because to say you can will what you want to do sound like that new agey stuff. But at the end of the day, you can. At the end of the day, it's on you to do what needs to be done. Okay, let me break it down a little further, because maybe I could go into that further down the line. But one of the reasons why following Yah's word is going to be one of the I would say, is going to be the most powerful, most effective way to become a biblically masculine man, is because you're going to have to stand. Yeah, that's my phone's ringtone. That chirping sound, it sounds like a cricket. So people don't like, if I'm somewhere where my phone can't be ringing, it could just sound like a cricket. But anyway, one of the reasons why being obedient to Yah's word is really going to turn you into a man is because it's going to force you to do what you have to do in the face of emotional storms, you might say, whether it's from other people, whether it might be from friends, family, spouses, just situationally, whatever. In order to walk according to Yah's word, you're going to go against this society. You're going to go against people. You're going to have to stand firm in what's right in the face of what you think, in the face of what you feel, in the face of what other people feel. So, in the face of what other people try to make you feel. And in doing that, you're going to begin to forge and develop biblical masculinity. You know what I'm saying? Um, Getting your house in order. That's one of the biggest. Trying to get your house in order. Uh, that's one of the biggest challenges to a man being a biblically masculine man, and that's not even going in the house. Hey, thus saith me by yelling and all this stuff. It's assertiveness. And what you're doing is establishing, when you begin walking in your role as a man according to Yah's word, you are gonna assert yourself. Hey, moving forward, we're gonna be operating this way. Now, it's not a extreme macho boy Stalin switch. I mean, you use wisdom with this, but again, you're firm. Okay, um, and you you begin to stand firm. When you begin to walk in this word, you're going to begin to see areas where a spirit of fear has nested itself in your uh, inward parts that you're going to have to deal with. You're going to have to get delivered from. Um, sometimes that spirit of fear will go away just through acting, just through taking action. Faith without works is dead. So just taking that action and being righteous. But like I said, in this day and age, man, they're trying to ramp up the pressure. And I'm telling you, a lot of men, um, you could show them, hey, look, the word says this. And they're like, they really don't have nothing for you. It's just, hey, I'm a feminized man. I have an Ahab spirit. That's how these dudes are. And this is the year of the soldier. You know what I'm saying? This is the man up movement. A lot of people ain't, you know, a lot of so-called saints is really ain'ts because they ain't manning up. They're not putting their foot down. They're not leading. They're not being assertive. A lot in a lot of these situations, in order to lead, is not dictating. You know what I'm saying? Leading is, hey, I'm going this way, and then people choose to follow. And with women, a lot of times, women are like the weather. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's sunny out, sometimes it's cloudy. They'll tell you all types of stuff. But when you really man up and get yourself in order, get yourself in line, and begin leading, and again, I want to stress what I mean when I say leading. When I say leading, I'm not talking about, hey, look, thus saith me, kneel before me, I am your master. What I say and all this yelling. When I say leading, I'm talking about taking action. A lot of these dudes is, they're like, hey, you need to have my plate. You need to do this. You need to do that. While I sit here and play video games and make YouTube videos. That's how a lot of these camps are. Believe it or not, that the men have multiple wives. A lot of times the wives don't even know about each other. And all the women work. And the men labor doing the work of Yah by making YouTube videos, and yelling on the corner. While the women go out to these jobs and work for Babylon and give all their money to them and send their children to the public school system to let your enemies educate your children. It's a mess, you know. And let's go in a little deeper. I know I got off topic a little bit, but I said that for a reason, to say why doing the word, doing Yah's word, is one of the most powerful ways and quickest and most effective, efficient ways to develop true, righteous, biblical masculinity. And to even narrow it even further and make it even more focused and specific and efficient, Straightway Ministries is the most effective way to develop and become a biblically masculine man in a righteous way. Just yeah, and this is if you become a part of Straightway, not just kind of watch Straightway and don't actually follow what has been put out there, what the Straightway model is to truly follow Straightway. But like if you come into Straightway and you actually follow Straightway and are obedient to the protocol, that what we do, you're gonna move things in a biblical direction and get things in order and be a man of action. And women, y'all have heard me say this before, are sensitive. And when I say sensitive, I'm not just talking about like being their feelings and they cry sometimes, but their senses are heightened. In order for them to be a helpmeet, they have to be able to be aware of where their help is needed. This is why women have better senses. They have heightened senses. So a woman can see when her man is getting after it, is putting forth works, is bringing forth fruit, and a woman who is in a environment, in a situation like that, where her man is her husband is actually putting forth work, like the straightway model. Let's take me for example. Over the last 3 years, Sister Corey got off her job. Okay, we sold our home. We got out of debt completely. We moved in with other saints, other serious-minded saints. We started a business. We grew the business with a lot of labor and long hours of work, and working together, growing the business, and the fruit begins to come in. And we're working towards a goal of getting on land, coming out from her. Um, Early on, when I was like, look, and we both agree, hey, we're getting our children out of school, we're going to live set apart. And then now we look into society, and we see society beginning to erode quicker. You see the fruit. She sees the leadership and the direction I'm going, and the vision, and she gets it, and she understands. She's more submissive. She's looking to operate in her role. It's just the natural progression of things when you're what? When you're shaking and moving. When you're being a man, when you're doing what's right, even though other people don't agree, other people are against it. You have uncertainties about some of these big moves you're making. It's bold, though. It's bold. And everything you're reading and you're studying and Yah is dealing with you with is showing you that this is the way you need to go. But there's spirits of doubt, spirits of fear, contrary spirits and other people, all this stuff. And you stand firm as a man. And as you step out in faith in Yah, you begin to walk this walk. You begin to see that this is the Most High. He's guiding my footsteps. In Him will I trust. I'm not going to trust in women. I'm not going to trust in children. I'm not going to do it for the children. I'm not going to do it for her. I ain't going to do it for money. I ain't going to do it for my family. I ain't going to do it for my mama and all these people. I'm going to do it for y'all. I'm telling you, man, all this stuff ties in. And again, I'm going to segue a little bit, but looking at, like, even us, on the way up here to Atlanta, I was showing Koya and the rest of the brothers and sisters that were in the car. I was playing this video about what Disney's doing now. They tried to jump in and fight this thing where, they want to teach your children about abominations from kindergarten to on up. And they're fighting to do that, about their lifestyles, their abominable lifestyle. I can't say it anymore, man, because the way the sugar tank lifestyle. I'll put it to you like that. They want to educate your children about that at a young age, in kindergarten. And the governor or whatever of Florida stood against it. And then what do you call it? Jumps in, Disney jumps in, and they try to fight it. And then that brings us into the little video I caught that I showed the rest of the saints here. How Disney has been, what they did inside Disney, they formed these fair treatment, fair lifestyle groups, lobby groups, or whatever inside Disney, to force the Disney leadership to push that agenda. And anyway, there's leaked videos. Just type it, search it out for yourself. There's leaked videos of Disney Zoom um, conference that they have with the Disney leadership, all the Disney leadership. And the long or the short of it is, they getting ready to push that agenda so hard. They said 50% of the lead characters in these Disney shows now they're gonna make them have sugar in their tank. Okay, for lack of a better word. So go check that out. But again, me as the head of my home and leader, we now is, and this goes to all the other brothers and sisters out there. It's the time is coming, and it's gonna be here very soon. Where, man, you have to make some assertive decisions in your house concerning the media, because that thing got a hand and control over your house. One of the things I'm gonna be doing, and Coy has already started, is we're gonna be creating a lot more content directed at the youth about the way we're living. Like while we were up here, the sisters went to the aquarium, the Atlanta Aquarium up here, and I told her, make sure you take a lot of pictures, because we're gonna start putting out. We're gonna try being alternative to this crap they're putting out here. Because y'all, I'm telling you, they're getting ready to ramp this thing up. They try to come for your children. And now we look out now, looking at Straightway, looking at what Pastor Dow been saying. You know that's Yah speaking. He been telling people, get your women off the jobs, get your children out of these schools. Been saying. And it's even now, it's a small group of men bold enough to really step up and take action, take ground. That's why, we're gonna kick off another season of the Man Up movement, where dudes need to get it in, man. Stop making women gods, or feelings gods, or people, places, things. Stop making them gods, and make the Most High Yah your God. Because I'm telling you, they getting ready to ramp this thing. They said the new Buzz Lightyear show, cartoon, or whatever thing that's coming out in the movies, originally it had a sugar tank scene in it, and then they took it out. And then after this whole thing went down here in Florida, they put it back in there. So there's some, alternative lifestyle action going on up in that there. So I'll tell you, it done started. And like I said, bringing it back, check this out. I'm bringing it back to where I had started, going back to being a man. A lot of men are addicted to media. They're addicted to food. They're addicted to women. They're addicted to their own feelings. Boom, you name it. And these things that we're addicted to, man, we're coming to a crossroad where a decision is going to have to be made. Like, hey, am I going to give this up, or am I going to continue down this path? And it's going to echo through your generations. So if you're not a real man, if you can't cut that television off in your house, and cut off this stuff that they're poisoning us with certain foods. They're poisoning us with y'all get ready to see what Disney get ready to do. They get ready to poison your mind with wickedness. And if you hooked on that stuff, I'm telling you, there's getting ready to be a separation, man, between the righteous and the unrighteous, between the saints and the ain'ts. And it's gonna be so extreme that even if you one of these Like shout out to Pastor Corey, man, on that message he did last Shabbat. He talking about these halfway Hebrews. Even if you one of these halfway Hebrews, it's gonna be obvious. You're gonna stand out. There's gonna be a clear line between the saints and the ain'ts with the stuff that like with the storm clouds I see forming. You know what I'm saying? And what does it come down to? It's gonna come down to real men standing in the gap. And being a man, being a real man is not sentimental. You know, people get their feelings hurt. Like sometimes you just gotta tell people stuff the way it is. I've especially been on this walk that I'm on, and with the blessings the Most High Yah has been blessing me in my life, confirming that I am going in the right direction. And you know what happens, man? You watch people come in, agents of Satan, nothing but Satan working through them, and you gotta check their ass, you know. And then you the mean guy, also. You know what I'm saying? Hey, sometimes, hey, being mean ain't a sin. You know, sometimes people need angry and mean, and it's called rebuke. You know what I'm saying? It says a time for love and a time for hate. You know what I'm saying? A time for peace and a time for war. And it's the year of the soldier over here in Michael Israel's life. You know, like Pastor be saying, laying it to the line or laying it to the plumb line or something like that. You know, I'd say coming straight down the middle. That's how I say, yeah, it's that time. But a lot of brothers need to start cultivating the ability to go straight down the middle and not get knocked by every little breeze and wind and distraction, and all this and all that. At some point, you have to lock in and get focused and say, look, that's righteous, that's correct, that's book, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Because otherwise, you're just going to get shook off. Now, let's see what else we got here, though. Let me get some of my talking points. I probably covered most of it, but oh, and by the way, if y'all got any questions, comments, concerns, anything you want me to address regarding this topic, go ahead and put them in the comments right now, and I'll definitely hit it. So I put here, as a man, you have to control your emotions. Your emotions cannot control you. Because the word and living communally will pull this right out. It'll show whether you're controlled by your emotions or whether your emotions control you. Okay? You need to, here go a big one, y'all. You need to trust that the people who show fruit think different. Okay? Um, I'm sure I talk about me coming in the straight way. I came in a straight way with my mindsets and my understandings and how I thought things were, this, that, and the other. And because I know how hard, how loud, some people don't understand how loud their emotions are. Pride, that's a big one. So when I came in, you know, my emotions were talking pride. And well, I know this too. Well, what's the difference? This, that. And while all them emotions are talking, saying, well, why I got to do it this way and this, that, and other, the one thing a real man cannot ignore is the fruit you see in front of you. Okay? So when I came in a straight way, I was like telling my feelings, yo, feelings, you just gonna have to shut the F up. Because look, I was like, it's undeniable. You see the footwork here. And then at the same time, they were saying, look, you come into this ministry for the first 5 years, you need to just sit back and shut up and watch. That's what I've been doing. And not just watching them, watching myself. I look back over the past 3 years and all the growth. I look over the past 3 months and all the growth and development. You know what I'm saying? The past 1 year, it's like, man. And then I look at the years prior to me coming here. No growth. I look at the people that I used to associate with before I came to Straightway, doing the same thing. Everybody doing the same thing. No growth, no development, no footwork. You know. So going back to that statement I said there, you know what I'm saying? Trust that the people who show fruit think different. They're not thinking like you. It's a whole different reality. And sometimes trying to get trying to get people to get this and trying to get them to have that aha moment, which only the Most High Yah can give. Because I used to really exhaust myself trying to get people to get this, and it could be like trying to teach a fish how to ride a bicycle. It's like, and you trying to explain to the fish that it's in water or something. It just it feels almost pointless and frustrating. But I water, just like the book said, Paul watered, uh, uh, Yah gives the increase. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I do my part, but Yah is going to give brothers and sisters that aha moment. Um, Here go a big one, y'all, which I've been speaking on it. That's why I said the word is best thing. See, a lot of men, again, a mother, when you're mothered and you don't have any fathering, a mother won't allow you to go through anything. Oh, baby, it's all right. Oh, you shouldn't have to feel that pain, this, that, and other. Father, like, man, get your ass up. You're like, you ain't hurt. It's just a little bit of blood. Wipe your knee off and come on. And what a father is trying to show a child is that the only way to grow is to go through shit. You have to go through pain. No pain, no gain. In order to get bulky and lift weights and all that, you're gonna have to, in order to get big muscles, you're gonna have to lift weights and it's gonna burn and your muscles sore and you're gonna go through pain. But then you're gonna have something to show for it. It's everything in life. In order to get your house biblically aligned, you're gonna have to go through some pain. It's gonna be difficulties. People gonna be kicking and children gonna be crying and all that stuff. Whatever. But you have to go through stuff to grow. And then you get into, and I tried to hit this earlier, a lot of men jump in, like, because the way we are, man, you know what? What Mike just said is on point, this, that, and other, I'm all in. Woof. And they just jump all in extreme and they burn out like, you know, be a jackhammer, chip away at the rock, a little at a time. You know what I'm saying? All right, hold on, y'all. Yeah, jackhammer. And see, again, people don't even realize that they're stubborn and they don't follow instruction. Like, it's not even a lot of people. Oh no, I listen, and they really don't. And again, it's one of them things where you got to go through some stuff to figure that out. But that'd be something for another show. Let's see. Let's see. Y'all bear with me. Okay. Let's see. Okay. This goes again to that pride thing. You can't ignore the reality about yourself. Okay. Again, that what's gonna block that is a spirit of fear, and a spirit of pride. You got to face yourself. Again, this is one of those things where as you go through it, it's tough, it's painful, and it's messing with you emotionally. But once you get through it, it builds that confidence, okay, that faith. All right, like I be telling y'all, if it feels good, you're not doing it right. No pain, no gain. Does that make sense? Y'all put a 100 up in there if that made sense to you. Um, so one of the things I talked about was acting in the face of emotions. And man, I've run into so many men who just, you know, they don't realize that even though they're feeling some way, they can still do what needs to be done. They've built a life of just catering to the impulsive feelings and thoughts that are in their mind. Okay, um, you it's and we're explaining it to them and praying, telling them pray, seek the Most High on this, on who you really are, on what we're trying to show you. Boom, 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 boom. We're saying all this, and what it's literally like is like a story I heard where there were a bunch of chickens clucking around on the ground, bottom feed, eating stuff off the ground. And one of the chickens looked up and was like, wow, man, look at those eagles way up there in the sky soaring, man. That'd be amazing to be that. The other chicken's like, yeah, man, that would, but we're bottom feeders. That's what we are. Wow. And little did that chicken who said that, little did he know he really was an eagle, but his egg fell out the nest among the chickens, and he grew up along the chickens thinking he was a chicken. And one day somebody comes to that eagle and says, hey, uh, you're really an eagle. And it's like, it's the same analogy when you talking to brothers out here, man. They see stuff they don't realize they could do it. For years, I didn't realize what it took and how to do things and really, make things happen. I didn't I didn't have permission to do these things. Who gives you the permission? You give yourself the permission. You know. But it took me on my journey and listening to different men and biblical teachings and all that to realize I had permission to do what I needed to do, what I felt, what I had issues with and all that. I had permission to do. You know, that's another thing. A lot of brothers, man, they don't give themselves permission to be great, to overcome things and all that. Um, and at the end of the day, that's a decision you make as a man. Let's hit that scripture. Yeah, some of y'all might know the one I'm talking about is that in Joshua, where he tells them the land is yours. I have given it to you. Only, he said, uh, and I'm paraphrasing it, but he said, be bold and of good courage, or be strong and of good courage. Because you're going to have to go in here, you're going to have to fight piece by piece to take this land back. And you're not just going to go in the land and then Yah hands you the keys to it and it bless you. No, you're going to go in there with your swords and you're going to be praying, you're going to be seeking Yah, and you're going to fight for that land and you're going to take it. Because Yah said it is yours and he gives it to you. Only be strong and of good courage. And when you read through that chapter, he says it over and over again. And this is the same thing that goes to men out there. I mean, it's most of y'all men watching this show right now, this is your time. This is your time and your generations of people who've come before you and the ones that are going to go in front of you, today it's on you. So if you sitting there defeated, soft, ain't got no confidence, I can't do it. Well, I don't know if it's like, yo, man, feel sorry for the people coming after you, for your ancestors or the generations that have to come after you, because they're gonna have to do this work. You know what I'm saying? But you here for a time like today. Like today is the day. You know, Israel got to stand up. It's that time. You can't sit on a corner, not on a corner, on a couch, defeated. You know what I'm saying? It's like your generations have been waiting for you. And you sitting there, don't sit there and squander it away watching TV, eating, wasting time. Boom. And it's like the model is laid out. Like me and Straightway, the model is there. There's plenty. It's like my life is just started. And the work is plenty, but the workers are few. You know what I'm saying? That verse, I know I misquoted. I didn't, quote it word for word. But we gotta be brothers. We gotta get real about this, man. I like shoot. That tell you straight with Florida, man. We shaking heavy. We moving hard. We coming straight down the middle. We ain't veering left. We ain't veering right. And if you ain't holding on tight, your ass will get shook off. Because we have an assignment here in Straightway, Florida. We have an assignment, and we're on that assignment. And I mean, I don't know that's you know, and like I said, there's plenty, and you don't need a whole bunch of people. The Most High said, "Where two or more are gathered in my name, there I am." You see a lot of people doing big things with like 2, 3, 4 people, whatever, coming millionaires and all that stuff. It don't take all that. But what it does take is a spirit of boldness. You ain't gonna get this operating in a spirit of fear. You ain't gonna get there operating in a spirit of pride. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna take humility. It will get you there. And faith in the Most High and diligently adhering to His word with diligence. Look the definition of that word up. I mean, we're laying the that's why a lot of times, I don't, man, I really don't talk to brothers no more and try to convince them anymore. I used to do that. I learned not to. I'll put what Yah lays on my heart right out here, and it's blessing plenty of people. 30 some odd people watching right now, whatever. But I don't get up in people's faces like if the Most High ain't in it, it's gonna come to naught anyway. If the Most High ain't in you, you're gonna come to naught anyway. And if the Most High ain't dealing with you, it is what it is. Because the Most High opens people's eyes up. And I know a lot of y'all, that sounds, oh yeah, no kidding, Mike. Yeah, to me, internalizing that over the past maybe 1 or 2 years, internalizing that has been like, that's a big deal to me. That the Most High opens people's eyes up. Michael Israel don't open people's eyes up. So, like, hearing that, is a big that's a big deal to me. That there is a big deal. But let me see. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? If you do, put them in there. Let me see. Okay. I got two more heavy points. Okay. Self-discipline. Okay. Once again, it goes to doing what you need to do, or doing, let's say it better, doing what you don't want to do like you love it. Okay. Um, Most people have never applied self-discipline. Like a lot of feminized men have never applied self-discipline. Um, it requires you to come out of your comfort zone. Okay. And a lot of people who struggle with this have been raised and taught that you need to stay in your comfort zone as much as possible. And it couldn't be further from the truth. You need to stay out of your comfort zone as much as possible. Okay. And then the last thing is I watch a lot of people, even in this truth, they they mistake the tools for doing the work. Okay. So you'll watch people, they're filled with the spirit. They do deliverance, they're getting deliverance, they're praying, they're fasting, they're worshiping, they're very vocal and all that. But then there's no fruit. Why not? Because they're not taking action. They're not actually doing the work. If you go out the straight way, you when Pastor got on that land, there wasn't a building out there. There wasn't one building out there. He put them all up. Okay. But he didn't pray them buildings up. Okay. He didn't worship them buildings up. He got out there and laid each brick and got them buildings up. So you go out the straight way, it didn't just magically appear from the sky and drop there on the land. Pastor was obedient to what to how the Most High Yah was guiding his footsteps, and he did the work. He went in and took the land. He took ground. He put the bricks down. And that's where I'm at now, man. I look at people, I don't see the footwork. You ain't gotta explain nothing to me. I already know what you got going on. Your actions just told me everything. Everything I wasted time telling you, you just decided you ain't gonna do it. Cool. But it's for me and my house, we serving the Most High Yah. And that's how it is. So kind of, I know I went in a lot of different directions, but just getting back after being a real man, being a biblically masculine man, what it means to be a man. And if you boil it down quintessentially, is doing what you need to do, even though you don't feel like doing it, and you do it like you love it. So you have a spirit of excellence about what you do. All right. So anyway, y'all, I thought I'd come on here. I know I haven't been on here in a while. I'm gonna try to get on here. I ain't making no promises to y'all. We got a lot of good things going on in Straightway, Florida. We're gonna continue pressing towards the mark, and in time, a season is coming where spiritual combat is we're gonna get after it hardcore on a level not seen before on spiritual combat. We're gonna be putting out some very good content, but not in this season. We in the building phase, and the season I'm in right now, that Michael Israel Spiritual Combat Straightway, Florida. That's where our focus is at. We like I said, we are on our assignment, and we're staying locked in. Okay. So anyway, y'all, I appreciate all y'all tuning in. Definitely hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share, get this put out there. And with that said, I'm gonna wrap this up. Appreciate all y'all tuning in. I'm Michael Israel. Shalom, shalom.